So this is a graduate student-based course, which is fairly rare in field ecology. So we take our first entering grad students that are just starting their PhD program. And during the course of the year, we do what I call group learning, where each person learns a little bit about Central Florida and where we're going, and then presents that to the rest of the group. So it could be cattle production, it could be hydrology, it could be geology, it could be plant community ecology, and they present that all year. And then we come down here for 2 weeks. So the focus of the course is really the part that we do here. And I'd say its goal or vision for it is really, as a young scientist, you're accumulating tons of information on how to do this method, that method, and the other, but all science basically comes down to asking questions and figuring out ways to answer them. And you get very little practice in doing that. And the best place to do that is in the field in a novel environment where you can get really excited about something, and then in a very simplistic way, like we're supposed to do science, you can try to answer that question.
So once the raising season starts, the mites start going up. And that could be for a couple of reasons, but the hypothesis that I had for why that was is that once this starts, or once the rainy season starts, the amount of fungi on the leaf surface goes way up, so these mites now have something to eat.
So the things I think that people take from courses like this, I don't even think they notice it until years later. I actually think the most important is learning about how you work and interact with your scientific colleagues, and that's what they're doing, is they're building a cohort.
The experiment I did was to add another food source to the leaves of these grapes to see if I could bring the number of mites from here up to here, to see if I gave them a food source, if there would be more mites pre-fungal attack.
And then finally, I really hope they're a little better at asking questions and getting excited and generating those answers.
So there were more of them on the ones that I added the sugar globs to, so that's pretty cool. That ends up being like here, not here, so I didn't bring them up all the way to the level that they would be post-rainy season.
Never thought I'd actually be in the position to do field teaching, and then I got hired at Cornell University, and I'd been there 2 weeks when a professor named Dick Root came by my door and said, "I teach this little course in Florida, and I think maybe you'd be interested. I'm about to retire, and you might be interested in doing this." And it was like a dream come true. Dick had been like a huge hero of mine as an ecologist for years, and it turned out that Dick had started to come to Archbold to bring his course in. I think he visited the first time in '66, and then he brought his first course here in 1970. So it's been taught continuously this is 44 years this year. And so he passed away last spring. So I didn't decide to come here. Dick decided to come here, but it was such a wonderful thing that I've continued it on now for 12 years. Questions for Sue? Central Florida, it's not what people expect. They're always amazed when they get here. This is not what I expected Florida to look like. It's very interesting and unbelievably engaging in every way that you do it. I compare it to like tropical rainforest. The first time you take someone to a tropical rainforest, which I've done as well, they're so overwhelmed with the level of engagement of every little observation, from the very large to the very small, of everything that's going on. Since I was a little kid, I've been fascinated by how in the world does that organism survive where it is. So almost all of my own personal research is in and around deserts and extreme arid environments.